Welcome to Power Cubicle Guy. In today's show, we are going to understand in very simple terms what is managed identity and how it helps developers. So, what is managed identity? So, managed identity in very simple terms can be understood as a service principle, and it helps to eliminate the need for developers to manage the credentials. We will see this through a demo. I'll show that using Azure Data Factory, storage account, and Key Vault. I'll show how it works, and let's see what are the types of managed identity. It's basically system assigned and user assigned. So system assigned identity is basically tied to the life cycle of that service instance. What does it mean is if we enable system assigned identity, it will exist until that resource exists. Once that resource is deleted in your Azure portal, that system assigned managed identity will also get deleted. So that is basically useful in governance as well. Whereas user assigned managed identity, that is not tied to the life cycle of that service instance. So that you have to manually do the governance and manually manage it basically. So the main difference is in system assigned, it's only once you can assign to that particular resource, whereas in user assigned managed identity can be used multiple times and in different resources. So basically it depends on your scenario which identity type suits you the most. I'll show a demo of both of these types, and there is one nice table block here where you can see as a developer with source and with which target can it be connected to without having to manage the credentials, right? So let's dig in and see a quick demo in Azure portal. But before that, a small intro. Alrighty, we are in Azure portal and I have developed few resources so as to save time for this demo. I have created Azure Data Factory, storage account, Key Vault, right? So let's first go to Key Vault. Here, if I go to the secrets, there are no secrets as of now. So I'll add storage connection string. I'll go to the storage account, go to the access keys, and then show keys. I'll copy the connection string from here so that our Key Vault can access this storage account. I'll go to secrets in Key Vault, generate import, and type a name here for our storage connection. Suppose I give it as a storage MI and paste the connection string which I copied. Click on create. Alright, I believe few minutes back I created the same name, that's why it was not taking. So storage MII is our secret, and access policies. Here I'll add the access policy for our data factory to connect with the Key Vault. So I'm giving get and list operations to data factory account. I'll select this principal, which is in fact the ADF name, ADF Australia Southeast, which I created. And guys, the data factory, it's a bit a unique resource where we don't have to enable the managed identity. So by default, a managed identity is created once you create a data factory resource. So that's why you can see the data factory name here as in the principal when you select the when you search for it. Click on select, right? So we have given the permission to data factory to get and list the secrets from Azure Key Vault. Click on add. Remember to click on save, guys. So we have added the access policy. Similarly, go back to the storage account and go to access control, and you have to add a role assignment here. Click on add role assignment, select a role. So here you have to give a RBAC role for storage account reader to the same service principal, the ADF, which we have given in the key vault as well, right? Click on save. So it's adding the role assignment, as you can see in the notification. It's added. Click on refresh. Oh, I believe you have to go back and all right, you can see the ADF here, right? So we have what we have done so far is we have given the permission to key vault as well as storage account to the data factory. Now in this demo, what we are going to do is we will be accessing a file which I'll upload in the storage account through key vault. That is one way. So from ADF, it will access the key vault, and key vault will in turn access the storage account. So ADF to key vault is we will be using the managed identity. Another way is we will be using direct connection from ADF to storage account, skipping the key vault, and that is again through the managed identity. Now if we go to data factory, alright, first we will add a container which is already the file is already here. So if you see, there is a data container and the file is already there, GTP data. Now what we will do is we will go to data factory and have to create a linked service. So let's go to linked service, click new. Let's first create a key vault. Alright, here you see the authentication method is managed identity, right? So we are connecting to key vault. Alright, see here the managed identity name is the same as the data factory name. Here also you can see at the top header ADF Australia Southeast, same name. Now click on test connection. Connection successful, right? Click on create. So our key vault connection is created. Now again click on new. Now we will select the Azure Blob Storage linked service. Click on continue. Here we will be using the Azure Key Vault. So first demo is from data factory to key vault to blob storage. So this blob storage will connect to key vault and will this is the linked service, and the secret name which we gave in the key vault, let's go and check that. Secret name we gave as storage MII. Copy that and give the same name here, right? Let the version be blank because it will check for the latest version if there are multiple versions of that particular secret name. So leave that blank, that doesn't matter. Click on test connection. So our connection is successful, right? Now click on create. So both the linked services are created. Now let's go to the author tab and click on this plus icon and click on dataset. Now what we will be doing is we have to check if our connections are working fine and if we can view the data. Select the CSV, linked service blob storage, first row as header. Alright, from the container there is a data container there, click on OK. So our data set is created. Now if we want to preview the data, here is an option to preview the data, right? So you can see the data of that CSV. That means our linked services, which is through managed identity is working perfectly fine. Now, the other part of this demo is, as of now, we are connecting from Key Vault to blob storage. Now we will connect directly through the managed identity option. So here, if I go to the blob storage, here you see an option mentioned as managed identity. We select that and we select the subscription, account name. Again, you see the managed identity name and all those things are automatically selected. Connection is successful. Click on save. Alright, now go back to the author tab. Now again, if you click on preview data, it should give the results. Alright, which means our connection is working fine again. This is how managed identity works. Alright, now let's see how a user assigned managed identity can be done. Let's go to home and click on create a resource. So here, if you see user assigned managed identity, click on create. Right, click on create. We see here deployment is in progress. So user assigned managed identity is a separate resource we have to create, as we used system assigned managed identity earlier in ADF, and the same we can enable in other resources. So for example, in ADF it was enabled by default. Now if we create a resource, for example a virtual machine, right, your deployment is complete. Go to resource. So here, if you see there will be an option called identity, this one. So here you see there are two options. So basically in data factory it was enabled by default. Here in virtual machine we can enable it. So if I click this on and click on save, that will be a system assigned managed identity, whereas in user assigned managed identity we have to add that identity which we created, UAMI. Click on add. And now for example, if from this virtual machine we have to connect to the SQL server, we can use this user assigned managed identity to connect to that SQL server. So it's the same thing which we have done earlier in the storage, account and Key Vault. We have to go to that resource and grant the role assignment. And yeah, this is how we can do the managed identity for Azure resources and eliminate the need of saving the credentials. So it's basically based on the Azure backbone network. Everything gets connected in on that network, and developers don't have to worry about storing those credentials. Thank you so much. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up and please do subscribe to Power Cubicle Guy. Thank you guys and see ya.